Hey guys, Lisa Meekum with Creative Fashion Blog here, and today I'm going to walk you through step by step how to make this awesome real leather purse or tote. To make this bag, just print out this simple PDF sewing pattern, and you're going to cut out one pocket piece, one gusset piece, one front and back purse piece, two purse top pieces, as well as two ring tabs. The first step in making this bag is we're going to line your pocket piece up in the center front of your purse piece, and then we're going to be top stitching all the way around. To sew leather on a basic at-home sewing machine, there's a few little tips to keep in mind. The first is to always use a walking foot. It has an extra set of feed dogs that's easier on your machine. Also, extend your stitch length. Since every hole that you make in leather is going to be permanent, we're going to want to keep those holes to a minimum. Also, be sure you use a leather needle and test out your stitches using upholstery thread on a scrap piece of leather before working on your main project. Now that my sewing machine settings are all set, then it's time to get sewing that pocket onto the front bag piece. You're going to want to adjust your needle and your stitch length so that your needle is as close to the raw edge of your pocket as possible, but still allowing the extra feed dogs of your walking foot to really get a firm hold on your leather. Now for this part of the tutorial, we'll be using sewing pins to hold your leather in place, but in general and for the rest of this project, we'll be using quilting clips, and you can even use binder clips, just because they don't create puncture holes in your leather that are going to be permanent in your project. And as easy as that, your leather pocket is done. Since leather doesn't tear and is really durable, we don't need to finish off that top edge whatsoever. Now it's time to install the gusset. When we're putting the gusset on the front and our back purse pattern pieces, we're going to be starting at the top edges, just to make sure that everything is lined up correctly. We'll be using binder clips to hold it all in place, and once that top edge is pinned down, then we'll start working our way down the body of the bag and holding everything in place with those quilting clips. Once the front of your bag is done, it's time to flip your bag over, and we're going to be doing the same process on the other side. Next, it's time to sew your bag together. We're going to be sewing using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and while we're at it, we're also going to sew the purse tops to either end of your zipper. When you're sewing your zipper, I like to put the right sides together so it has a really clean finish on that top edge, and your purse zipper should be able to slide up and down really easily. Now, to eliminate bulk from the leather once you turn your purse right side out, we're going to make tiny triangular clips into the seam allowance of your leather. Just make sure that you're only trimming at the curved edges of your bag and that you're not snipping into your threads. I like to use extra sharp scissors for this step. Make your way around the front and back side of your purse, making sure that you are trimming all 4 edges before turning your bag right side out. From here, your bag is really starting to take shape. So let's add our purse straps to start to finish it off. Now to do this, I just cut out my 2 ring tabs and slid them through a pre-made purse handle. You can also recycle an old purse handle if that's easier too. To sew it in place, we're just going to be sliding a ring tab through your handle, folding it in half, and then lining it up with the gusset of your bag. From here, we're just going to sew a little square on that tab. Now, you could leave your project just like this and have a super cute, authentic leather tote, or we can finish it off and make it into a really nice purse by adding a top zipper. To do this, all we're going to do is line up that purse top on the inside edge just inside your seam allowance. This pattern is made so your sewing machine never has to go through a lot of layers of leather and be really difficult. We're going to be using our trusty quilting clips to line everything up and hold it all in place on either side of those top edges. Now, these stitches are going to be very visible, so try to keep them as clean and as close to that top edge as possible. And now you did it. You made your first really awesome, totally practical, and really nice looking leather bag. I really hope you guys loved this tutorial. And again, to print this sewing pattern, just visit modernsewingpatterns.com. Thanks so much.